Hi guys, I'm back. Sorry, there was a technical problem. I'm not sure why, but it could be like the switchboard or something on my computer. Whatever it is, it resulted in my webcam rebooting itself, and that's why I lost image in the very last moments. So where was I at? The last bit I was talking about, like you know what? Okay. Uh, That's right. Let's move on to the next point here. I've talked about the different kinds of goals. I done case studies about various people and my personal experiences with that. I want to talk about getting in touch with your higher self. All right. So where do you think I get all these ideas from? Exactly. So earlier I was talking also about your higher self. Um, I connect with my highest self. I am in my state, right? I'm in my state, a state of flow. Have you ever heard of flow states? All right. You can also read a book by Stephen Kotler. He writes about flow states. He even has something called the Flow Initiative, I think. Have you experienced that? All right. Comment below if you've ever experienced being in a flow state. A flow state is also when things just come to your fingertips. Ideas come to your fingertips. Earlier, I was talking also about the immaculate conception of an idea, how people in different parts of the world, they can be dropped with the same idea at the same time without knowing each other or knowing that they're also working on the same things. When I was young, there was also an experience that I had where I had a tune come into my head. And this was when I was like 13. I didn't know music production, but I mean, many years later on, I would actually learn about DJing. And for a period of time, I was a DJ as well, still can do it. Just that I chose not to do it because it just doesn't align with my lifestyle priorities at this point of time. Um, but at a point of time when I was 13, I had this idea in my head about a tune. Um, I'm gonna hum it. It's gonna sound really bad, but you may know what tune I'm talking about for those of you who listen to electronic music. Da, 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 da. Okay, you get the point. So there's this tune. Many years on, about 20 years later, someone actually did it. The exact tune. Because I still remember how I called up my best friends and I was like, hey guys, I got this amazing tune. And none of my best friends became music producers or ghost producers, by the way. So they could not have possibly, ran away with this idea. And when I told it to them, it was just in the same way that I hummed it to you just now, which was terrible. It doesn't make much sense. So um, that actually was what happened, and many years on, other people done it. And my ex-wife, she had the idea. She was It was dropped into her mind. She conceived this idea of making a remix of the wheels of the bus. The song, the wheels of the bus go round and round. And if you go on social media, sometime in 2023, someone made a remix of the wheels of the bus, and the way that they did it was very similar to what my ex-wife had conceived, and it became a hit in days, right? So the point here is that when you get these flashes of inspiration, these ideas drop into your head, these are a gift. These are a gift from the universe. And if you align yourself with your highest self, you be open and receive, sorry, be open to receive these messages. You will start to get more and more of them. The more that you receive them and you do it, you will receive more, right? Because when you execute it, it's kind of like giving thanks for what you have been given. And it's just like any orphan, if you any of you do like outreach or whatever, or let's say if you have even like nephews and nieces, if you give them something, you give them a sports equipment or a music instrument, and they went on to really make good music with it, or to get really good at a sport with it, and then you feel like so inspired, right? That they were so inspired, and you want to support them more in this sport or this music or this passion or this interest or this hobby. So if you do not take advantage of it, God has already decided, because not in physics, right? No energy is created or destroyed. It already is somewhere else. So if someone is not going to bring forth this idea into the world, it was already in the master plan of the universe that these things were going to happen. And that is why, like I said, the version of the self that you visualized in a few sessions ago, that is in possession of all the things that you want in your life, already exists. And that version of yourself is already seeking out you. The things that you want is already seeking you. Sounds crazy, but it's true. And this version of yourself is behind. And how is this even possible? Okay, right? um like uh you talk you, some of you know about the Bible, right? And you know about Jesus. Jesus is the Son of God, right? And God, through Jesus, became man so that man can become God. And mankind was created in the likeness of God, the likeness of Jesus, which is God among men. So each and every one of us have God in us. It's true. Each and every one of us have God in us. So if we are slacking, if we are not progressing, let me turn the music back on. If we are being a degenerate, right? We are not really making use of the gifts that God had given us, and that is waste, right? So if God is in us, and that's why people say, you heard of the saying, treat the body like a temple, right? Are you giving respect to ourselves? And if you know and acknowledge that God is in us, and in a sense, we are a part of God, because when we are gone from this world, you know, it's kind of like, how many of you watch anime Bleach? There's one, the last arc, is it the Quincy Revolution or something like that? And then there was this guy, the leader of the Quincy's. What is his name? Let me look it up right now. Quincy leader, Yawak. Um, and even Yawak, the name is like, I find that it's a play on the word Yahweh, which is God, right? And whenever whenever a member of the Quincy's dies, that power goes back into him. So when we are gone from this world, we go back to God. And if that was the case, this is the reason why um, every one of us have a purpose to fulfill in this world. It's not really that we are creating this world. Um, we are an instrument of God's creation in the process, but we're all given a role. I know I'm getting like more and more abstract as we go along, but I mean, if you get it, you get it. So, um, did you know that when I write all this stuff, like I said today, I had an inspiration, so I typed out this whole thing. I actually typed out, a lot of what I was reading right here, into my journal, because my thoughts just flowed, and when my thoughts just flowed, I was typing at a very fast pace, and that's why I wanted to say, and I felt this is the message that I had to say. So think of the times when you had a difficult task to do, but you found a way to do it, the will and the way to do it. Or you have a difficult thing to say to someone, and you found the words to say, where words came to your lips, your tongue. And I think of also like I mean I'm a Catholic, and Christians, they have something called speaking in tongues. Some people say that speaking in tongues is like a cryptic speech that the devil doesn't know. And this happens when the Holy Spirit inspires upon your tongue. And in my church, when I was a kid, a teenager more likely, the seniors in the church, they used to celebrate the teens who could. And it kind of created a feeling of exclusion, because there were those who could and those who couldn't. But figuratively, after what I've explained, all right, when you have access to your higher self, knowing that each and every one of us were created in God's likeness, and in Jesus, God became man so that we can become God, we just need to tune out of the noise and distraction of technology, media, and connectivity, and tune in to our abilities to connect. Tune in to our abilities to connect, and in turn, we use technology, media, and connectivity to fulfill our goals, and media to transmit the messages that we are born with. So who knows? Like some of you, after listening to today's message, you may go out there and say that, I have something to share. And then, you create a YouTube channel just like mine, and I'm more than happy to recognize people. And by the way, you should join my school group, and it's a community that I'm building up. And imagine the power of this community is that, imagine like you have a worthy cause, you speak to me, then we can actually support your cause as well from within the group. Or there could be people within this community that have a passion for whatever idea it is that you have as well. Because I remember when I started this group out, I gave an invitation to people close to me, people that I work with and see or talk to every day. One of them is Tim. And Tim says, when we were making money from our, Tim and I, we work on certain projects. And he says, when these projects come into fruition, um, through Inspire at Random community, would there be a platform that we can actually do some philanthropy work? I was like, why not? Why not? I mean, what a good platform. Because I told him, every successful businessman would be tithing in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's giving back to church, giving back through like outreach. And look at Bill Gates. I mean, he's doing such great work. And if there was anything else that you could do, I would actually encourage you to look at Inside Bill Gates' Brain. That it's a documentary on Netflix. Inside Bill Gates' Brain, or Inside Bill Gates' Mind. Look it up. This one is really, really solid, because when I watched that, when I saw the amount of time and money that Bill Gates is putting into different projects, such as to improve the sanitation in, I think it's Rwanda. Was it Rwanda? I could be wrong, but it's one of the. I think it's Rwanda. But watch it, and then he improved the sanitation. He created a self-sustaining system that could generate electricity, clean waste, produce clean water. All right, and um, in other places, he also uh, created like huge vaccination um, schemes to phase out food poisoning and polio. And even like he has this mosquito program in Indonesia and some other parts of the world, where um, he has countermeasures using genetically modified mosquitoes, one of the most useless insects in the world, right? to use these genetically modified mosquitoes. It spent lots of money and research on this to be able to wipe out some of the you know the diseases like dengue and etc. So I mean, if you watch just one episode, I mean, inside Bill's brain, this program on Netflix didn't cover the mosquito project, but when you watch this, I mean, like, I got so inspired, and you will be very inspired as well, because you'll be thinking, what kind of level of success? Uh, I mean, wouldn't it be so great? I mean, like, the things that he does for philanthropy is far greater than most of the things that most of us will ever achieve in life. And like, one of the things that will push you to your highest potential is when you recognize what's possible. What can you do for the world? What can you do for a cause out there? And how can you best, what is a cause that you're very passionate about, and how can you be in a better position to benefit people, and really achieve this cause, right? So, and that is why you must succeed. That is why today, what if you spent like over an hour with me on this live stream, and assuming all this stuff makes sense to you, and if it doesn't make sense to you, watch the replay again and do the visualization in the beginning again, and watch through my other videos. Actually, in these 4 episodes, I've more than equipped you with enough to move on, and the rest really will be like Q&A. But like, maybe I'll talk about in episode 5, I'll talk about affirmations. That's another good topic to cover. But the crux of everything, I think today I've gone into very great depth about the inner workings of the mind, and you are well equipped. And not just about well equipped, I want you to find your why in this video as well. If I didn't give you a solid, if you didn't, I mean, maybe when you first joined me on episode 1, you were doing this because, okay, let's find something to manifest. But I'm going to give you another proof. All right, like, I showed you my image of what I was like maybe like 2 years ago or something, whatever. And how that versus now, 83 kilos then versus the me now. Let me show that to you again. Then and now, all right? Then and now, I look younger. I'm way fitter. I can like jump and touch the ceiling. I'll show you. Right now. You've probably seen it. You've probably seen me do this already, but I'll just do it for the heck of it. Can you see from there? I'll jump and touch the ceiling. Can you see? I take out my watch. I do this. I'm gonna. I could never do this in the past. With no warm up. Let's go. Ah, crap. So, not just one hand, 2 hands. And I could never imagine that I wouldn't be able to do that. I'm not stretched, I'm not warmed up. And I did that with 2 hands, not just one hand. One hand is easy, because everyone knows that, like, the one leg hop or wherever, you got more reach. And I manifested that. It's like, when I was new to manifestation, I wrote down 23 years old, young, healthy, fit. And I'm actually 40. So I wrote down like something that inspires me. Write down something that inspires you too. This could be you. When you achieve this goal, what's the next thing you want to do? What's the next great outlandish thing you want to do? All right. What's the next obnoxiously inspiring thing that you want to do? All right. That's all I have for you today. And leave your comments in the video or in the replay afterward. Thank you for joining me in the next episode. I'm going to be talking about affirmations, but like I said, 4 episodes here. I've got a lot of solid stuff for you to work on. Enough stuff to work on. There's no other secret sauce. I've already shared most of it. In fact, all of it that you really need to succeed. And these are some of like the deepest, most powerful messages in manifestation from my experience that I'm actually handing over to you. Um, Join the community that I've set up. It's on skool.com. I have this community that I've set up. Maybe you can see it over here. So join it. The link is in. Some of you are on my email list, and I have lessons already laid out. So my Be Inspiration replays are over here, but I also have other lessons, and particularly I want you to pay attention to the Bob Proctor one as well. This is a very solid series, and just like this, if you care about yourself and your loved ones enough to want to make a difference to your life and their lives, do something. Join this group. I plan to charge in the future, so join now when it's free. All right, bye.